So, hello class, welcome in the second lecture of the coordination chemistry. Yesterday, the last lecture actually based on the some basics and the terms related to the coordination compounds and the chapters. Why not? Let begin the main theory of the coordination compound, and now you can see I have a static book also. We will try to discuss here, and we'll start to discussing the Werner's theory, the related to the basics concept as well with the organic compound, coordination compounds. I will try to discuss here what are the some other examples and questions can be based on the Werner's theory. Actually, Werner's explained about the different basics related knowledge and terms to the organic coordination compounds. So students, here I will take some of the example to elaborate, to explain what the Werner's explained in his theory. And we're going through the theory. I think you have remembered the last lecture we have discussed about the primary and secondary valency, the ionizability of the ions in the case of primary and secondary, the oxidation number and oxidation state, the coordination number. All these related terms actually are the postulates of the Werner's theory, what we discussed in the last lecture. Today, first let's discuss about the one example taken by Werner's. That example is cobalt chloride and ammonia. What example I have taken study also? The same example actually when silver nitrate solution passing through the complex compound of cobalt chloride and ammonia. Let's discuss what he observed, and with the help of that same we'll try to conclude the Werner's theory about the same topic. So here are some observations. Let's first discuss about this. The cobalt, chloride and ammonia solution. I am just going to write the one of the table given in the NCERT. That is one of the very important table one. So you should learn this table also. Cobalt chloride. 6NH3, COCl3, 5NH3, COCl3, 4NH3 and COCl3, 4NH3. The colors are yellow, purple, green, violet, yellow, purple, green and violet, and the precipitation occur 3 mole AgCl, 3 mole AgCl, 2 mole AgCl, 1 mole and 1 mole AgCl. Students, with this data, let's discuss about part of Werner's explained about the nature of coordination compounds. Actually, he examined that when the silver nitrate solution passing through the solution of cobalt chloride ammonia complex, after passing, there are some 4 different observations he observed actually in the experiment, in the series of experiment. He observed that many of the compounds, means there are 4 different solutions actually. There are 4 different solutions having cobalt chloride ammonia complex. We are not knowing which type of complexes are there in the solution, but passing through the silver nitrate through the 4 different solutions, he observed the 4 different kinds of precipitations there. The same time, the solution color also are different. You can see there are different colors are there, yellow, purple, green and violet colors, and you can see the number of precipitates, the 1 mole of this complex on passing silver nitrate solution gave 3 mole of AgCl precipitation. 1 mole of these complexes gave 2 mole, 1 mole and 1 mole precipitation of the AgCl respectively. What conclusion we can draw from the solution? In the last lecture I explained about always those ions are ionized in the water, they can be easily precipitated by the passing of the silver nitrate solution because they are ionizable. Because they are ionizable. You can see out of 3 Cl, there are only 3 Cl on passing silver nitrate solution, the 3 mole AgCl precipitated. So out of these 3 Cl and 6 ammonia, this 3 Cl must be act like a primary valency, must be ionizable. So the formula we can write like this. The formula we can write like this. This formula indicated the 3 Cl are actually ionizable, and that's why we can get a 3 AgCl precipitate molecules by passing silver nitrate solution. The same time you can see out of 3 on passing silver nitrate solution there are only 2 mole of AgCl precipitated per mole of this complex, indicated out of 3 only 2 Cl are ionizable and 1 Cl must be act like a donor, must be act like a ligand. So the formula will look like this. The 2 AgCl precipitation indicated the 2 Cl are only ionizable or primary valence. Here you can see the 1 mole AgCl precipitated indicated the 3 Cl out of 3 only 1 Cl is ionizable. So the formula will look like this. And the last one also same. The formula will be so the experimental observation confirmed that the number of precipitates always depends upon the primary valency, the counter ions. All those ions which are actually satisfy the complex neutrality, complex charge. So the 3 Cls are actually outside, that is called counter ions. They must be precipitated on passing the silver nitrate solution. But out of 3, only 2 Cl precipitated because we are getting only 2 mole of AgCl. And the remaining 2, there are only 1 Cl out of 3 Cl ions, only 1 Cl ions can be precipitated. So must be act like a primary valency or a counter ion. So the one very important conclusion we can draw actually from this here. I should put this column. Only we can draw a very important notification, very important terms, concept from this observation, this experiment. One thing, whatever the complex we are having, the same complex can have a different ionizability depending upon the number of counter ions present there, because the number of counter ions are only responsible for the precipitations or the interacting with the ions in the given solution. That's why out of 3 Cl, in each of the cases there are 3 Cl ions, the 3 Cl atoms, but the precipitations are different indicated. The precipitations are different indicated the how many of them are actually act like a counter ions. So with any given rough formula, molecular formula, we can make actually a complex formula. This in here in the complex formula it is clear the 6 ammonia now act like a ligand. Here 5 ammonia and 1 Cl act like a ligand. 4 ammonia and 2 Cl act like a ligand, and the last one also 4 ammonia and 2 Cl act like a ligand. It's mean all these kind possibility, all these 4 possibility, the number of ligands are remain 6 and the structure will be always octahedral, but the all 4 complexes have a different nature because of the ionizability of ions are different. Ionizability of the ions are different. For example, the conductivity ratio of any solution depends upon the number of ions freely furnished and move across the electrodes. So you can also compare the conductivity ratio that is given in the table 9.1 in NCERT. You can see the solution conductivity ratio is, in all 4 possibility, there are the solution conductivity ratio is 1:3, 1:2, 1:1 and 1:1. Students, the solution conductivity ratio indicated how many number of ions are furnished by passing the silver nitrate solution. So you can see here, you can see the one ion act like a complex and the 3 ions act like a precipitated ions. So with this formula, with this rough formula, when we draw the complex formula, this complex formula indicated the one complex act like a single ion and the 3 Cl act like a 3 different ions, and that's why the conductivity ratio differ by the ratio of 1:3, because one ion will be like this complex ion and 3 ions that will get by the precipitation of the silver nitrate solution when passing through the solution. So that is 1:3. 1:2 ratio indicated the 2 ions are actually precipitated because these 2 are ionizable and one act like a single particle, that is a complex particle. And the last 2, the conductivity ratio remains same. Now the question is, the wondrous question is, and the same question can be asked in the competitions or the board, if the formula are the same, if the conductivity solution ratio are also same, why 2 complexes have different colors? You can see the color is green and violet. Any one of you, can you give the answer? If the formula are the same, fine. Above 2 formula, there are ionizability difference. There are the number of ligands that is different. But the last 2 formula, the formula remains same. The ionizable ion, the counter ions also same. The conductivity of solution are also same. Why they have a different of colors? One nurse explained about this. He explained with the same molecular formula, with the same number of counter ions present, with the same conductivity solution ratio also same, but they can be different because they are actually isomers. Exactly what you are thinking now, that is the good. They are different on the basis of isomerism. It means the last 2 complexes are there. The last 2 examples are actually they are isomers of each other. They are isomers of each other. That's why they have a different orientation. They have a different orientation of the group attached with the central group. So that's why they have a different nature of the compounds, and that's why they have a different color. So you have to be given answer. The complex, if look like same, they have a different color because of the different isomerism. One more thing that you have to be learned here, with the help of this formula and how many number of moles of precipitated we actually got, we can detail about the complex structure, the structure how can we draw from the formula, and what will be the conductivity ratio with the help of this one. Means suppose the question they asked about what will be the primary valency, what will be the secondary valency, what will be the conductivity of solution, what will be the formula, complex formula, on the basis of given any question, you can just give the answer on the basis of that. For example, let's take the same example. All these four compounds on passing silver nitrate solution given this number of precipitate. Fine. This number of precipitate indicates the 3Cl was ionizable, 2Cl was ionizable, 1Cl and 1Cl was ionizable, indicated primary valency was 3, 2, 1 and 1 respectively. That is the first answer. Come to this formula. Out of 639, number of particles are 9. So out of 9, the 3 are primary valency. So remaining 6 are secondary valency. Here again 5, 3, 8. Out of 8, the 2 are primary. So 6 are again secondary valency. But now out of 6 secondary valency, the 5 secondary valency of ammonia and 1 secondary valency of chloride. That's why we can draw the different formula structures of the complex. So with the help of result, we can draw about this. Conductivity ratio always depend upon the how many numbers of ions furnished by the complex. So complex always act like a cation. If there is cationic or anionic complex, they always act like a single ion, and other ionizable ions there will be a one ratio. So these complexes are act like a single ion, and number of ions furnished by complexes are 3, 2, 1 and 1. That's why we get a ratio 1:3, 1:2, 1:1 and 1:1. So with the help of this experiment, the wonders explained about primary valency, which is ionizable as well and responsible for oxidation state, secondary valency, which actually is which is the number of ligands and responsible for coordination number, they are non-ionizable. The geometry of molecules, the isomerism depends upon the secondary valency, depends upon the number of ligands attached. The different color is due to the different properties of the light gained by the complex during when the beam applied, the visible light passing through the solution. So different isomers can have a different properties of the absorbing and emitting the wavelength of light, so that's why they have a different color. That will be actually explained in the later, in the same chapter. This is all about this wonders theory. Now we have one question from the NCERT book, and the question is example number 9.1. The question is, on the basis of the following observation made with aqueous solution, assign secondary valency to metal in the following compounds. You can go through your NCERT books. You can just open your NCERT book and let's discuss about this question. The question is PdCl2 palladium chloride, PdCl2 4 ammonia, moles of AgCl precipitated per mole of the compound with excess of silver nitrate. We just passing the silver nitrate solution in excess amount. In the following 5 compounds are there, and number of AgCl mole precipitates are given in the table. In the first case, there are 2 mole of AgCl precipitated, indicated 2Cl must be act like a primary valency, that are the counter ions. These are the counter ions. In the second one, you can see the again 2 mole of AgCl. In the last one, third one, there is 0. No AgCl precipitated, indicated no counter ions are present there. Primary valency always depend upon the number of ions ionizable. So if the AgCl precipitated in the question, that will just indicate the primary valency. So in the case of first 2 questions, there are the 2 in mole of AgCl precipitated, indicated the 2 counter ions present, that these are the primary valency. In the second case, 0. No primary valency, all are secondary valency. So you just count the number of ligands present there. How many number of ions precipitated, indicated the remaining must be act like a secondary valency. For example, in the last one you can see the 4, 3, 7, but there is a precipitation of 1 mole, indicated the 6 ligands act like a secondary valency, and the same concept you can apply in this question. So on the basis of the wonders example, you can just explain other examples they can ask in the board or the competitions. how many number of secondary valency, primary valency, and what will be the conductivity ratio for any given solution when passing through the silver nitrate solution in the excess amount. So that is all about this wondrous theory. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the terminology and the isomerism. Okay, we will discuss about all these things in the next lecture. Okay, fine. Good.